Our quote of the day comes from Henry Ford. Wealth, like happiness, is never attained when sought after directly. It comes as a byproduct of providing a useful service. Interesting. Henry Ford said that wealth came from service. Well, that's an interesting idea. You know, how sad it is that a lot of people in this culture now no longer believe that. What Ken Blanchard says, business is like tennis. Those who serve well win. We've done such a good job of painting a black eye on business that now it is not considered honorable by the philosophical 19-year-old to head towards business. They're looked down upon as if they're not in a noble cause. And yet the core of business success is based on whether you serve people well. We always call it things like good customer service. Businesses that prosper serve well. See, that's not a bad thing. Your waiter that serves you well gets a tip. As my friend Rabbi Daniel Lapin says, you leave them a certificate of appreciation with a president's face on it. Customers give you certificates of appreciation, money, when you serve well, when you do a good job. So again, Henry Ford's quote is, wealth like happiness is never attained when sought after directly. It comes as a byproduct of providing a useful service. Wealth is a byproduct. It is a cause and effect. Oh, all these rich people, they were just handed money or they're a bunch of crooks. Well, let me help you with that. Statistically speaking, 90% of America's millionaires, that's 9 out of 10 of them, are first-generation rich. They started the dry cleaners in your neighborhood 35 years ago. Now they own 3 dry cleaners because they work like a dog. And they've saved their money, and they've cleaned people's clothes for them, providing a service. And they became a millionaire. Now, if you think that they are evil, you are a moron. If you think the guy who invents an item that is used at the hospital to better help you with your health, and that item is sold to hundreds of thousands of customers worldwide, and he or she becomes a multimillionaire, and if you think by helping all of those people, that person becoming wealthy is somehow evil or bad, you are a moron. You're an idiot. Seriously. And that's the problem with the philosophy of socialism and communism. Is it presupposes that wealth only comes from having taken advantage of other people. When in truth, and I know a ton of wealthy people, in truth, the vast majority of them are not shysters. The vast majority of them are people who have done a great job helping you. Now, if a guy owns a restaurant in your city, a gal she opens up a restaurant in your city, and she does a good job, and she makes a profit in your city, and she does such a good job that she actually ends up opening 10 other restaurants in 10 other cities, and she makes a profit on all of those, and everyone who goes in there pays a fair amount for the food, because otherwise she wouldn't stay in business if she was overcharging for the food. And if they pay a fair amount for the food and she pays a fair wage, which otherwise the people wouldn't continue to work there if they didn't pay a fair wage, because you always have the option of quitting or not being her customer, right? This is freedom. And so the free market speaks And because she didn't open just one restaurant and do a good job, she ended up opening 10. She becomes 10 times wealthier than the person who only operated one restaurant. But she served 10 times the number of people and employed 10 times the number of people. How did some of you morons get to the point that that lady is evil? That she's more evil than the guy who has one restaurant? See, you're idiots when you buy into that line. It makes you look foolish because you were a fool. And usually a fool will look foolish. That's how that works. Wealth, like happiness, is never attained when sought after directly. It comes as a byproduct of providing a useful service. Ta-da!